So how many of you look at this picture and think that this person's probably crazy for doing this? How many of you think that you would try to do it or think that you could? Well, I'm going to tell you that though it may seem intimidating, bouldering as the sport, as part of rock climbing, is actually really easy to get into. And with training and development and strength, it is fairly easy to get to this point over time. I personally have been bouldering for 2 years with the Outdoors Club here on campus, and we go to local gyms here in New Jersey. All you need to start is climbing shoes, chalk, and a crash pad, which is a really heavy mat in case you fall, because there is no harness or helmet used in bouldering. And comfortable clothing, such as what I'm wearing today, with loose, stretchy fabric that also won't get torn or ripped on rocks. When you first start out, you can rent the equipment to test out what you like for a fairly low cost. Here's an example of shoes, a larger chalk bag used in bouldering so that you can share with your friends, and a fold-up portable crash pad. Indoor gyms are very popular because you can boulder year-round, and they're short walls, usually about 12 feet high, versus outdoor like the first picture. And you can also climb buildings or in competitions. On the right is an example of an indoor climbing gym. You can see the red crash pads are on the floor, and imagine a really big stack of mattresses. That's pretty much the equivalent, and you won't get hurt if you fall. I have a video clip of competition bouldering, which is very different from recreational bouldering, and it can be performed at extreme levels, and it's even being considered for the Olympics in 2020. There's very few holds, and it's a lot of strategic movements. These competitions take months or years of training, and they're very, very difficult. When you're climbing on an indoor wall, the rocks that are bolted into the wall are called holes, and these are some of the different types, and depending on the type of hold is how you put your hand on it. Types of walls are arches or overhangs or slabs. An arch would be like under a bridge, something like that, and these are some pictures of the holes. Your body position is very important to take into consideration gravity, and so you want to keep your hips close to the wall and keep in mind your center of gravity and use that with gravity instead of against it so that it doesn't pull you down. Common moves include the outside edge and flagging, which may sound complicated, but as soon as you get on the wall, they start to make sense. This is an example of flagging, which is using your opposing foot as a counterbalance and reaching with your opposite arm and keeping your body balanced and in line, as described on the right. In general, you want to make your moves in one fluid movement and move with your opposite leg and arm at the same time, and make sure you always have contact with the wall. Footwork, very important, and the shoes are actually tighter than you would be for other sports because you want your toes compacted in the front, which makes them stronger as one toe instead of 5 individual toes. And a lot of the work is done on the edges of your feet or your toes. Climbing is a big mental aspect. That's why I said in the picture in the beginning, it's not as intimidating as it seems because with training, your body can do it, and you just have to take that breath and go. And the thing that I really like about it is you can apply that to other areas of your life, and the skills you learn while you're on the wall and the things you learn about yourself can be applied to other struggles that you go through. Physically, it's mostly upper body and core strength, and it's not so much endurance because the walls are shorter, so you just want those fingers to be really strong. Hangboards and campus boards, the left is a hangboard, the right is a campus board. These are finger strength exercises because you will be hanging like this on the actual wall. Warming up is very important so that you avoid something called pump, which is when your forearms get really tired and you can't climb anymore. So you want to, transversing is called just going around the sides of the walls, holding onto different holds, and just take it easy, not worry about form or anything, just to get your finger muscles moving. Beta is something that's called the data of the climb, and you talk to other climbers that have already done it, and they give you advice and tips on the different holds. The pump is also known as the flash pump, which is if you don't warm up, that's what happens, and then you're done for the day. To avoid this, take breaks frequently and shake out your hands. Safety is very important, and it is safe with the use of the crash pads and spotting each other, which is when you stand like this behind another climber and guide them if they fall so that they don't roll an ankle or fall on their neck. Climber hands is really one of the most common injuries, and it's pretty much when your hands get really ripped up and cut from the rough surface of the rock. Tendinitis can also happen because there's so much strain on your fingers. In general, in the gym, you want to be respectful and help each other and stay out of the way in case somebody else falls off the wall. And then while you're climbing, it's important to follow the rules so that you push yourself instead of cheating and like touching an extra hold. You want to keep on the color route that you're on. These are some terms from climbing.com. They actually have a whole list of them, but these are the most frequent ones. Red point is when you're really working on a climb and then you finally get it without falling. Beta, I already talked about. Dyno is a crazy move that you saw in the video where somebody just jumps to grab a new hold. Top out is going up and over a wall, and down climb is just how you get down. So how many think you'll try it? I recommend you do. It's fun.